There's a big debate brewing right now among Indiana lawmakers this session who are considering a bill that would prohibit statewide student phone use during the school day. Welcome to QuickCUT. I'm Kailey with CPTV News. We're going to tell you about that, plus we'll bring you all the results from around the region of a busy CP sports weekend. Senate Bill 185, authored by Senator Jeff Ratz, is currently being considered by the Indiana Senate and would require all Indiana schools to have a policy which would prohibit students from accessing all wireless devices, including cell phones and gaming devices, during approved course instructional time. There is currently a patchwork of policies between different school districts, but this bill would set a statewide policy. Disability experts contend the proposed policy would do more harm than good, as not all students are on social media, streaming, or texting during the day, yet use their phones for instructional purposes. Others state the many roles phones play in safety or health emergency situations.
Many of our students with dyslexia use a cell phone to aid in, for example, determining the spelling of a word. You use the speech to text, text to speech.
Still, many believe more has to be done regarding the distractions during instructional time.
What it does is it really states that the instructional time is a valued and protected time to teach.
Students and staff opinions at CPHS are mixed as well.
I feel like many students at times can get distracted. We tend to lose train of thought, lose focus on what we are learning about.
When it comes to certain aspects of a class, maybe you need access to the internet or something on the phone that can allow you to interact with the class material in a way that you couldn't without using a phone.
The bill passed out of committee by a vote of 12-0 and now heads to the full Senate for a second reading where more lawmakers can add amendments. There is much divisiveness over the U.S. border policy between Texas Governor Greg Abbott and U.S. sanctuary cities like Chicago. In December, Abbott began flying Texas border crossing immigrants to Chicago, and now Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson claims there are roughly 30,000 immigrants displaced throughout the city. Many asylum seekers find themselves in emergency shelters located in police stations and even at O'Hare Airport. As shelters are becoming overcrowded, organizations in Northwest Indiana like the Welcome Network of Hammond are working to provide shelter. Tony Burrell is the executive director, and he says the problem is bigger than we think, and worse, many of us don't know all the truths.
You know, right now displacement is probably predominantly caused by violence, war, cartels, things of that nature, political persecution. But what's going to be added to that, according to the experts, is displacement caused by climate change and by things of that nature. And so, you know, coastlands and other areas are going to continue to be less inhabitable by people. I don't think that the problem of displacement is going away, unfortunately.
Hi, I'm Ryan with CPTV News. Artificial intelligence experts have been warning us that AI-generated content could muddy the waters of perceived reality regarding the upcoming election. Both presidential candidates, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, have been fighting potentially damaging pieces of false evidence called AI deepfakes, such as Trump hugging Dr. Anthony Fauci and robocalls of President Biden telling his supporters not to vote in Tuesday's primary, the first notable use of AI for voter suppression this campaign cycle.
We know the value of voting Democratic when our votes count. It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
All this has many wondering how AI will affect how we determine what is true or fake in the future.
Everyone has a right to know when audio they're hearing or video they're watching is generated or altered by AI.
Conversely, these deepfakes also make it possible for wrongdoers to evade criticism by claiming evidence against them is potentially fraudulent. At this time, only experts possess the technology and expertise to analyze a piece of media and determine whether it's real or fake.
The Crown Point Community School Corporation says a $51,000 grant from the Indiana Department of Education is currently funding the implementation of robots for autism, a new exceptional education program in both CP middle schools. The focus of the program is that it utilizes specially designed robots to aid in social skill development in students with autism. Social stories, videos, pictures, and other tools aid in modeling and reinforcing social skills in students.
We found that kids that are on the spectrum will sometimes do better with a robot versus with a direct human contact. If you notice, some of the kids will kind of look back and forth to me to kind of get reassurance, but they also are kind of looking over to the robot for some ideas too.
The CPCSC purchased 2 robots named Milo and Carver, and both are now being used in both CP middle schools. This summer, there will be some wiffle ball games in the region that mean just a little bit more than your usual backyard competition. The 45th World Wiffle Ball Championship will be held at the Crown Point Sportsplex on August 17th and 18th. The championship tournament was created in Mishawaka, Indiana in 1980 and hasn't missed a year since, becoming the longest running wiffle ball tournament in the world. Last year, teams from 10 states with players ranging from age 7 to 64 competed for the crown. The tournament has raised over $13,000 for the South Suburban Humane Society since 2018.
A rat-shaped hole in a Chicago sidewalk has become a viral sensation, and locals say the spot has attracted thousands of visitors. The hole, which is more of an impression in the sidewalk concrete, has been a local oddity for 20+ years, but the recent frenzy around it began shortly after a post on X, formerly Twitter, by @WinslowDumaine. The post has now been viewed more than 5 million times. Our crew visited the site in Chicago's Roscoe Village, while a group memorialized the spot, and Chicago Bulls mascot Benny the Bull paid his respects. Reports of a proposal, a wedding, and a shrine have all appeared in follow-up posts.
The rat hole is significant as it reminds us of our mortality. As we are walking through, we are forced to stop our walk, not just on the sidewalk, but in life.
The internet does wild things. Here's what's up in sports. Chesterton was listed on many of the Dogs' schedules this week, starting with Saturday as the CP boys basketball team took on the defending DAC champs at home. The Dogs came out hot, leading by as much as 16 points in the first half. A string of momentum-flipping threes by Chesterton, including a buzzer beater before half, cut the Dogs' lead to 2. Trojan senior Tyler Parrish took over after the break, outscoring the Dogs himself in the third and giving Chesterton the lead several times in this back-and-forth matchup. CP struggled to make a shot in the last 2 minutes and almost gave the game away until CP senior Elliott Swan hit a clutch go-ahead 3 with 18.4 seconds remaining. Dogs win 59-53.
Kembe, he's gashed in the defense. You know, it's easy to hit a shot like that when the floor is spread because of guys like Mason and Jack Svedich. Kembe just found me. I knew what I had to do and I hit the shot.
Dogs are now 9-4 on the season. Also on Saturday, the CPHS gymnastics team traveled to Chesterton for the Trojans 4-team invite. CP coach Amy Pesch has often referred to this year's team as superstars while earning record team totals all season long, and Saturday was no different. 2 CPHS individual records were broken by seniors Bridget Donovan, who earned a 9.75 on bars, and Ellie Kieran, who earned a 9.85 on vault. As a result, the team placed first overall with an incredible score of 114.5 points.
I feel like this year I'm pretty confident in our ability, and I feel like we have we have 4 strong girls in each event, and we have great backups, and I feel confident that we can do very, very well this season.
The last time CP Wrestling didn't win a sectional title, Usher's You Got It Bad was the #1 song in the country, and a gallon of gas was $1.36 a gallon. That was 22 years ago. A nice-sized crowd took in the finals on Saturday in the dark as dominance continued, with CP falling just short of winning all 14 classes, winning 13 and advancing every wrestler to the regional. Seriously, every time you looked over to the podium, a dog wrestler was standing on top. Dogs win their 22nd consecutive sectional title with a dominant 346 points over second-place finisher Lowell, who scored 200.
The coaches are really great. They get our guys to be the best they can be every day at practice, and just the culture that we've built the last couple of years of winning and always trying to be the best really is amazing, and has helped me a lot.
It's become the norm. It hasn't always been that way, but right now I think the boys are preparing themselves all season and off season to make winning sectionals the norm.
Before we go, here's a quick look at our CP NWI weather forecast. Mild temperatures and sunshine move into the area tomorrow, as we'll see partly sunny skies and a high of 46. Mostly sunny with a high near 49 on Saturday, and on Sunday, mostly sunny again with a high of 47.
Remember, for the latest in CP and NWI news, check in with CPTV News either at thedogradio.com, here on Snapchat at CPTV_QuickCUT, or on X at Crown T Media. See you next time.